Hi there mates, it's Ross again, and today I have another episode on Silksong for ya. Guess what? I've compiled 10 totally valid reasons to hate this game. And for anyone that does not agree, I dare you to say what is wrong with my reasoning. Alrighty, so I will start with the cramped spaces. Fighting in a small arena with a big enemy is hell. And especially when you are Hornet and you have no shadow dash like in Hollow Knight. And you can't really dash through attacks of a bigger enemy. How on earth are you going to stay alive? Most of the enemies, especially those biggest ones, they deal a lot of damage. So in just 3 hits, you are done for. And for the get good crowd mates in a cramped space like that, it really is no matter of skills, it's a matter of luck if you succeed. Because some of the hits that go your way are just unavoidable. And comparing the satisfaction to the effort it takes to win against a big guy in a cramped space, yeah, it's meager. Talking about the results of your efforts versus the rewards you get, rosaries also are a big problem. I struggle with money in real life. I struggle to keep my job even though it's getting the best of me. And yet when I go and play a game, the fictional economy is just as terrible as economy in real life. I am not happy with it, not in a littlest bit, for real. And the rosaries in Silksong are not only pretty rare at the very beginning of the game, which is, to be honest, essential, because you decide whether you want to continue playing the game or not in the very beginning, yeah? So rosaries are not only difficult to keep and costly when you want to buy the rosary strings, but they are also very much needed to progress through the game. So even if you don't want to grind, even if you don't want to try all the charms in order to sit on a bench or interact with something you have to interact with, you just need the money. And to be honest, that's schmucks. Oi, now pay attention mates. This is what infuriates me in the game. Defeating the waves of minions before you get to the boss is truly awful. Because why on earth do I have to fight, I don't know, 3 or 4 waves of some random little flies before getting to a boss that might have 2 or 3 phases himself, yeah? How does it make sense? And add the run back you usually have to each of the bosses. It's ridiculous. It truly is. And it makes the fight that could be, enjoyable about trying to up your skill more about, alright, how to take those down before I get tired myself and make some stupid mistake that gets me killed when I fight the boss already, yeah? I absolutely hate that they added minions. If they added, minions dropping money, you could grind on bosses, but we know that when you enter an arena fight, be it a boss fight or just a fight of random enemy waves, like when you progress through the map, you get nothing, no treasure up ahead, which is also awful, to be honest. And I should have mentioned that back in the economy part, but whatever, I've forgotten about that. The Brute Mother could be the best example of the over-minioned boss fight in Silksong. Alrighty, let's get to another point. This is something you might find surprising, but it also got on my nerves that you really need Silk to get cool interactions. So the needling is not free either. And of course, it's not a matter of money, because gathering silk is much easier than gathering the beads. But still, when you are in a situation when you are not able to just go back to some random enemies, gather silk, and get to the NPC, because an NPC is guarded by spikes and whatnot, then you might miss out on a very cool interaction. I think the needling should be basically playable on the minimum amount of silk forever, so that you can just listen to the way they sing. But yeah, it's mostly my own subjective view. I have never seen anybody whine about that before, so I'll just drop it. like that. And now something that is definitely not subjective, that is the existence of Beastflies. These are the most annoying things I have ever encountered in all of the games I have played. And yeah, I've played quite a lot, like at least 50 games. I think it's much more than that, but let's just say it's 50. Beastflies are a menace of Silksong world, Silksong society, Silksong everything, you know. If I asked somebody, why are you not giving Silksong a try, and they answered Beastflies, I would have backed down immediately. Okay, so out of all the points I have mentioned, this is the most controversial take, and I get it. You can argue with me in the comments about that, but I think some of the designs are pretty awful, including Lace, one of the first boss fights you have in Act 1. And this Phantom in the opera thing is just terrible to look at. It might be that they have run out of the ideas, and that's why the designs are, I don't know, less intricate and less well thought or something, but it's a pain to look at. I think the music is also a little bit disappointing compared to Hollow Knight, but I don't think this point would stand if I argued that, so I'll just leave it as a little comment. Out of all the sins Silksong committed, the fact they killed a nameless pilgrim is the worst. And the way they bury him in the end, by throwing him off the cliff, is even more heartbreaking. So yeah, that made me pretty unhappy, and that's one of the reasons I hate this game. Another totally valid reason to hate the entire Silksong game is the fact that we can't use the Hornet Slap. Like, it's triggered in 3 scenes in the entire 3-act game. What kind of a cheat is that? I feel legit cheated out of happiness because of that. I need the Hornet Slap to be one of our skills, to be used on everything. If the slap was part of our skills, I think bile water wouldn't be an issue. I would just slap everything out of my way. But you know what you can't possibly slap? You can't possibly slap the trauma that comes after having to get rid of the Cogwork Dancers. I loved the pair. I wanted to keep them happy. I would have danced with them forever if they let me, but I had to get rid of them. I really don't understand why they had to go. They should have been indestructible, you know? They should have been like the Mantis Laws. After defeating them, they should have just went back as normal to their, I don't know, dancing routine or whatever. Alrighty, so to finish up the list of totally valid reasons to hate Silksong is bile water. The fact that this biome exists in Silksong is one of the major, absolutely major reasons one could hate the game. Just look at it. This is terrifying. This is not only gloomy, but also disgusting and absolutely deadly place to find yourself in. Oh, and I forgot to mention, even if you utterly hate the game, you can still enjoy playing it. Because some of us are masochists, and I feel like I'm one of those people. I like when a game really makes me mad. Okay, I don't think I have anything more to add. I've rambled enough. So thank you so much for watching, mates, and hear ya or see ya in the next video. Cheers, rat frights.